Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Very good, thank you. Okay, all right. We're good, so we need to get a motion to come back into session.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, we're back in session. Travis, I thought I saw you a second ago. Just give me a wave if you're in hearing distance. Well, I thought I saw him. Mr. Riley, would you like to read the next case, please? Mike, you're on mute. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Gotcha.
Okay. An application has been filed requesting a front yard setback variance for a proposed structure located at 4532 Old Lagrange Road, Buckner.
Okay. So I see this is Bill Mudd Electric. I'm not sure that I see, is there a legal counsel to represent this case? Lee, was that you?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, staff, if we can go ahead and read the staff report.
Well, Mr. Chairman, so at this point, I'll start screen sharing. All right, hopefully everyone can see this so well. So as Mr. Riley stated, an application has been filed requesting a front yard setback variance for a proposed structure located at 4532 Old Lagrange Road in Buckner. Parcel is zoned I2 and is 3 acres. Here we have an aerial, so it's on the corner of Mattingly and Old Lagrange. Here we have the impervious surface map showing the structure along with the drivable area. Here we have I2, so it's most of the surrounding area is I2 with conservation running down the middle. On May 12, 1977, the Oldham County Board of Adjustments heard dockets number 653, a front and side yard setback variance, and after discussion, the board agreed that with the relocation of the buildings, the newly proposed location conforms to the zoning ordinance. Therefore, decision was not made that day. Simply, the application was brought to the board. They determined at that point that based on where the new location of the building will be, it will not require variance. So here we have the submitted plat per the applicant. The proposed structure must observe the I2 minimum front yard setback of 100 feet. That is the red line. The blue line is the parking setback of 35 feet. I just wanted to put it in there just simply for reference. So again, we are looking at the building in yellow. The red line is the 100-foot building setback. The applicant is proposing to construct a 6,018 square foot metal building to be 51.9 feet from the front property line, requiring a variance of 48.1 feet. As you can see, between the proposed building and the street, it says a 51.9 variance requested, 51.9 foot. I believe that to be the verb or the terminology is incorrect. So that's they're asking for a 51.9 foot front yard, and I did scale it out. They did provide a large drawing. So that building is requesting to be 51.9 feet from the front, therefore requiring a variance of 48.1 feet. Again, the red line is the 100-foot building setback, and the blue line is the parking setback, just for reference. The applicant's justification states that they would like to place a new storage building in line with the existing building on the lot adjacent to the south. This is a better placement on the site as it is adjacent to the existing parking. and maneuvering patterns would minimize the need for additional impervious surface. If the variance is not approved, additional site modifications, including additional impervious surfaces, would be required along with the additional grading and construction to control water on site, leaving a larger area of site unusable for future development compared to other nearby businesses. Additionally, the placement of the proposed building is consistent with similar commercial buildings on the adjacent property and other properties along this corridor. So here we have pictures from the site visit. So this is roughly where the structure will be in the orange. Here you can see it in relation to the existing structure. Here you can see Old Lagrange Road on the left. And here's your 51.9 foot front yard. On the right is where the proposed structure will be. Again, here's just another look, looking towards Mattingly Road, proposed structure on the left, existing structure on the right. Simply just another view, looking south towards the Old Lagrange Road. Here we are looking east down Mattingly, looking west at the railroad tracks towards Old Lagrange Road. Here we are looking north. Here's simply a south view. In summary, the applicant is requesting a front yard setback variance. The required front yard is 100 feet. They're requesting the front yard to be 51.9 feet. Therefore, the variance request will be 48.1. Any questions at this time?
Hey, Tom, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The buildings to the south, are they also zoned I2 as well?
That is correct.
Okay, so we've got existing structures immediately to the south, and then continuing southward on Old Lagrange Road. All of the buildings are closer to the frontage than the existing building, and then the proposed building looks like it's going to be in line with the smaller rooftop that we're seeing directly adjacent to the south. Is that correct?
That is correct. I have not looked to see if variances were applied for or approved on adjacent lots, but as you can see, it's an established development pattern. So all the way from the deep south, as you move forward or north towards the subject property, you can see many of these buildings appear to encroach within that 100-foot building setback.
Okay, and then if I have my bearings correct, then directly to the west of that is CSX railroad tracks. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Move forward a couple of slides. You just passed one I was going to talk about. Go back to some of the pictures. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Give me pictures now. Pictures you were just on. I want to go back to what Ron just asked. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. One more. Bingo. So Ron just asked about the other buildings. Are they within the setback? And you said that a lot of them look like they're not. Are any of them within 100-foot setback?
Are any of them? Well, they appear to all encroach within the 100-foot minimum building setback.
They all do. Okay.
Yes.
At least
I'd not go out there with a tape measure, but just looking at this graphic, I would imagine that some of them, if not most of them, do encroach within that.
Okay. All right.
Tom, can you go to the one that has the drawing with the topography on it? There is on the upper left-hand corner of the gray and yellow that you've got outlined there. There's a circular kind of. Is that because there's a fall off right there?
I'm a little confused. Right here.
Yes. Yes. What is that? I'm used
That I believe is a grassy area. So here you can see this line shows the vehicle use area, VUA, where pretty much a car can drive.
Okay.
When I was out there, this appears to be grass and sand. So this is just simply circulation.
Okay.
But I would also ask the applicant that as well.
That'd be great.
And just real quick. Whoa. Sorry. I'm trying to figure out. Well.
Would you like me to continue screen sharing?
I don't know if Amy was trying to say something. All right, well, go ahead and take it to gallery view. Please.
Amy just said, put her finger up and like, hold on a minute.
Okay,
I don't know if you
yeah,
could.
take it to gallery view, please. All right,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, no?
No, feedback still.
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
Okay. Just a point of reference, when you, Tom, reshare your screen for the aerial.
All right.
The property to the south, which is East and Westbrook Construction, you are asking if other properties received variances. Keep going, Tom, to the aerial. There you go. They just constructed a new maintenance building here, which is in line with this building, which is in line with what the applicant is proposing. And I believe that was maybe 18 months to 2 years ago, they received a front yard setback variance from this board.
And that structure is roughly in this area right here.
Okay. All right, thanks, guys. All right, board members, do you all have anything else for? Thanks, Tom. Board members, any other questions for staff? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Here you are, Fred. Again, I've got a swipe, so I apologize.
Can you hear me
all right.
now?
Yeah, we got you. Okay. The applicant, if I can get you to raise your hand, please. Keep your hand. Oh, that's Lee. I apologize. Very good.
Fred Mudd is
Okay.
here also, but I do not have a video screen, so.
Okay, do you plan on speaking?
No.
Okay, Lee, I'll turn it over to you. If there's anybody else that's going to speak, Lee, we need to get them sworn in.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
All right,
you.
very good.
Yeah, again, I am Lee Daly and I'm here representing Fred Mudd and Mudd Electric in their application for this setback variance at 4532 Old Lagrange. I will defer to Mr. Mudd and his contractor though to further present and answer any questions you guys might have on the specific use and the variance they're looking for.
All right. Thank you. Fred, did you get sworn in?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very
And
good.
Darius with East and Westbrook will be speaking about the building.
All right. And did you get sworn in, Darius?
Yes.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
very good. Very good. Thank you. All right, guys, if you all want to justify your project and add to anything that was in the staff report.
First, want to thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. East and Westbrook is not only engaged to design and build the structure, but we're also the next door neighbor to the structure. In placing the building as it is, it serves a couple of positive purposes, we believe. One is that it allows existing parking and maneuvering to be used with the new building and not requiring any additional parking or maneuvering space that would require additional impervious surface. Also, we're placing it at or very near the high point of the site, which would minimize any regrading or drainage effects on the site. Also, the site in the immediate vicinity is already a driving and maneuvering area. So the building, or much of it is, so the building placement would have a minimum impact on impervious surface calculations in addition to what is already there. We believe that it is a favorable placement for the use of the property for Bill Mudd Electric, and it is also consistent with the placement of other properties. In fact, we selected this spot specifically because it aligns with the commercial property next door, which happens to also be on East and Westbrook property, but it's also consistent with most of the commercial properties along this entire corridor. So we believe that it is a positive and favorable placement of the property, and we'd be glad to answer any questions you may have about that.
All right, very good. So you are asking the variance not because of you can't build elsewhere. You're asking this variance because of the general nature of the surrounding area.
In part, and also the placement of the site of the building on the site in this location minimizes additional paving and maneuvering that would be required to get in and out of it. It takes advantage of what's already there, so it would reduce the amount of impervious surface that would have to be added to the site.
Okay. All right, questions for the applicant?
Based on the pictures that we saw earlier, it looks like you're using that general area for a lot of outdoor storage right now. What would be done with the materials that are there?
Much of it would be stored in the building that we're placing.
Thank you.
Okay, further questions? Thanks, Ron. Mike, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Fred, you good?
Yes, I am. I was just looking at this, and the questions that I had were already asked and answered, so you don't have to hear from me again.
All right. Okay, thank you, guys. Amy, Tom, did we get any letters of support or opposition?
I've not received any letters of support nor in opposition.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, is there anybody here wishing to speak in favor or support of the application? Please speak up so that I don't rely on seeing hands. Okay, seeing or hearing none. Anybody in opposition, please speak up. Okay, seeing or hearing none. Darius, Lee, Fred, do you guys have anything else to add?
No, sir.
Okay, board members, questions for anybody?
Larry,
Yes, Mike.
you mentioned it was an electrical supply. Isn't that plumbing company? Within the works of plumbing?
I'll defer to the applicant.
Buckner Electric is an electric company. If you're seeing things in the photographs, those are conduits, not plumbing pipes.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, board members, any other questions for anybody? All right, guys, I'm going to close the floor. Close the floor for public hearing and open it up for general discussion.
To me, this is a nice, refreshing, easy case because it looks like it's consistent with the area that's around it. It actually will improve, take things that are stored outside and will move them inside based on testimony. It is additional, hopefully additional business and things for another business in our community. I don't see any downside and would move to approve.
I agree with Rob.
Likewise, and if that was a motion, I would second it.
Well, let's go ahead.
I'm sorry, my wording was bad there. I wasn't.
That's right. We'll structure that differently and we'll call for a motion.
Go ahead, Rob.
I got to wait for the chairman to ask for it.
I did.
You did. Okay.
Yes, I'm ready to take a motion.
Move to approve OC-20-016 based on the testimony of the improvement of the area, the general character of the area, because it will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, alter the essential character of the vicinity, or cause a hazard or nuisance. The variance shall only apply to the application considered at the November 19th, 2020 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mike. Any discussion? Bree, can you do a roll call, please?
All right, Mr. Burr,
In favor.
Mr. Riley,
In favor.
Mr. Otterbeck,
In favor.
Mr. Funk. I didn't hear him.
Ron, we're not hearing you. I got a thumbs up and a favor.
And Mr. Houchins?
In favor.
Okay, motion is passed and the application's been approved. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one more to go. Mr. Riley, could you read the last one, please?
All right. Docket OC 20-017. An application has been filed requesting a road frontage variance for a proposed tract located at 6370 Schrader Lane, Lagrange.
Okay,
Wonderful.
staff.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. And I'll start screen sharing at this point. All right. So Mr. Riley stated an application has been filed requesting a road frontage variance for a proposed tract located at 6370 Schrader Lane in Lagrange. The site is zoned AG1 agricultural and is 3.245 acres. Here we have an aerial. And because we're here, notice the driveways that are already existing for this tract and this tract that'll come in later. Here we have the impervious surface. Here's the zoning map, so you can see agricultural. Now on the southern portion of these properties, you can see conservation coming across. On September 19th, 2002, the Oldham County Board of Adjustments approved docket 3511, a road frontage variance request, allowing a 3.245 acre tract to be created with a 40-foot access and utility easement with 0 road frontage. The required road frontage for property zoned AG1 with lots under 2.5 acres is 150 feet. Therefore, the applicant is requesting a road frontage variance of 150 feet. The applicant is requesting to divide existing tract B into 2 1.6 acre lots served by an existing 40-foot utility and access easement. In orange, you can see where the split would occur. It's an arbitrary line, but that's just kind of the idea. Tract B, this is the subject tract, and here's how they access the right of way is the blue 40-foot existing access and utility easement. Here's the plan submitted by the applicant. The existing house was constructed in 2003 and was placed on the property close to the center with a septic system to the rear. These two factors dictate where and how the lot lines are placed. Again, this gray line here is more arbitrary. I did speak with the applicant, and I imagine the septic lines to be somewhere back here, so they will have to move it. But again, the applicant is requesting a road frontage variance of 150 feet. So whether this line be 10 feet this way or that way, it shouldn't matter. It's just more of a reference. The applicant's justification was that they did not have the ability to purchase road frontage, which we do see often. The proposal will not harm the public safety and welfare and will maintain the essential character of the neighborhood. So here's the pictures from the site visit. We're simply just looking down into the site. Here we are looking up. On the right side is the existing 40-foot utility and access easement. There's an existing structure on the lot to the north. This picture is important. As you can see on the right side, you have the existing utility easement or access and utility easement. On the left side, I just wanted to show how close the other driveway was. Again, we're looking north up the street towards Schrader Lane. Simply just looking back towards the subject property again, just to give you an idea of just how long this driveway is. You are looking back into the site, so when you're on the street, you cannot see over the hill. Looking north across Schrader Lane is an open field. And here's west down Schrader Lane and east. In summary, the applicant is requesting a road frontage variance. The required road frontage is 150. They're requesting 0 feet, so therefore the variance requested is 150 feet. Be more than happy to answer any questions at this time.
Tom, keep going back a couple of slides, please. Yeah, right there. Okay. I'm gonna ask the applicant about this slide here in a minute. So, any questions for Tom?
I've got one. Can you hear me, Tom?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. As we're looking at this screen directly to the left, there's what appears to be a large parcel. Is that just a single family home on the large parcel? And I'm seeing a number of rooftops. Are there any other residential structures, or just the one that appears to be forward of the 3 silver roofs?
Sure. So this appears to be the residential structure here. I'm not exactly too sure what these are. I would imagine they're ag structures. Keep in mind this track's over 5 acres. So they probably either keep property or keep machinery in there to maintain their property. And maybe they have some animals out there. I'm not too sure. I'd not go into their property, but I would imagine it being something of that nature.
Okay. And then going back to the your red box that you've got identified directly, I'm going to suggest up or north of that, there's a narrow sliver that appears to be a rooftop right there where your arrow is as well, correct?
Correct. This is a single family home.
Okay, and then now going directly to your right, is that another single family home there as well, or is that ag buildings?
That is correct. That's another single family home.
Okay, thank you.
Go one more step, Tom. We'll go to the red box, go directly above it, the one that's side to side, the other landlocked. What is that another, what
Sure.
is that?
So I can actually show you the picture here of what that is. That is this structure right here.
But is another landlocked piece? Is that what I see?
Yes, that is another landlocked piece. So that is this parcel right here. So that structure sits about right here, just outside of the existing 40-foot access and utility easement.
So the proposed track is part of on this shot right here. The proposed track is part of which track?
The proposed track is part of tract B. The proposed tract is the portion highlighted in orange.
Okay. So it's already a landlocked piece.
That is correct, and that's what they got the variance for. And I've already can't remember.
Back in 02.
So, I mean, this is a flag lot, like we call them, and now we're creating a double.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Houchins.
So this is a traditional flag lot, what we call it, right?
Not a flag lot because it doesn't have any frontage at all. It's a landlocked tract.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's got 0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the lot right here. This is just your access. So this is your landlocked red, goes all the way down and around.
Go back to the slide that I was talking about. Yeah, that I think we're seeing the same thing on the other slide. So there are 2 landlocked tracts.
That is correct.
And they're wanting to separate the one that's in red and to make it 3 landlocked tracts. Okay.
That is correct.
Okay. And that building within the red, is that a single family home right now? Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay. And is that a driveway going behind it and then down? Where'd your mouse go?
That is correct.
Yeah, that right there. That's a driveway.
That is correct.
And that driveway goes down to Schrader Lane.
That is correct. The only buildings out here, so this is single family, this is single family, this is single family, this is a utility shed. That's the picture that we've already shown.
Right, so
that I flipped to.
drive Oh, that drive, that was the access easement that you showed us a couple of
Yes,
shots.
and that goes
Okay.
all the way down here, off Schrader Lane, down
Okay.
all the way down here.
All right. Do you know if there's and these are also questions for the applicant, but do you know if there's existing maintenance agreement on that?
I'm not too sure. I would refer to the applicant for that.
Okay.
But
All
keep in mind that if this were approved, we would require that
Okay.
as part of the plat process, which is a condition of approval.
All right. All right. Any other questions for Tom? All right, we can go back to gallery view. Thank you. Board members, you all okay with staff? All right. Thank you, Tom. If the applicant, if you have video going, if you could raise your hand.
I'm not sure if the applicant is here.
Is the applicant, please speak up. If you're on mute, please take it off.
I don't see the box anymore.
Okay.
I can say that Mr. Parrish and Mr. Chad Nattinger, they are both in opposition. They're both neighbors to the gentleman or the applicant on Schrader Lane. And I can also say that we had sent out applicant notice, and then they revised applicant notice with the Zoom information on there. So they should have had that. I can contact them if you'd like me to. We could take a recess. It's all up to you. But
Who is
More than happy to call.
JW's iPad?
I believe that's from the last hearing.
Yeah, okay. No, I think we either table, do we table this until next month?
I mean, you could take a break and see if Tom can get a hold of them to see, because if they thought that they were already on and now they're not on, maybe they're having a technical issue or something. If he's got a contact phone number, he could call them and see.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Let's if I can get a motion to take a quick recess.
Can you define what quick means? How long would you like to take, Mr. Chairman?
5 minutes.
I move for a 5-minute break.
I second it.